What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside the US, let me know what country you're representing. Smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. If you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way, family, you'll be in the loop. You dig what I'm saying? Also, if you want to skip the line, you can jump into the super chat. If you want to skip the line, make sure your comments go noticed. Jump into that super chat. I'll check out the chat when I get back, start in the super chat, and I'll work my way over to the regular chat. But first, I'm going in on this clapback from Idris Elba, who had a lot to say about, wait a minute, I'm tripping. Wrong story. Wrong story. That's the other story. This one right here is about the televangelist. That story about Idris is actually going to be, it's coming out tomorrow. But this is about the televangelist, Kenneth Copeland, his comments that he made. And I put a link in the description. So if you haven't checked it out already, the link is already there. It's in the description. You can check it out. It's a real short clip, but it's letting you hear it from the horse's mouth. This guy, how arrogant he is when talking about people facing complications and trials and tribulations associated with the coronavirus, people not being able to work, people not being able to go to school, and all of this stuff, just not able to do their day-to-day things that they're normally do, to have that quality of life that makes it worth getting up in the morning and getting out there, going out there and getting something. Some people are not able to pay their bills, let alone pay tithes. Some people can't afford to buy food. There are people who just could not plan for something like this. And they've been blindsided by this absence in income. They didn't see it coming. So a lot of people are just trying to, are badly getting by. I mean, it's at the point right now where in some municipalities, they're turning people's lights off. They don't give a damn. They're just turning people's lights off. And, you know, the bills come every 30 days, no matter what. No matter what, light bill is coming in every month. No matter what, that water bill comes if you live in a house. Those utilities are coming every month. That cable bill comes. That internet bill comes every single month. No matter what's going on in your life, you run into some financial problems. That's your problem, and nothing could be as indicative of having that type of "that's your problem, only the strong survive, better you than me" attitude than this guy Kenneth Copeland, asking people to pay tithes even if they lose their job. This dude actually said, hey, even if you ain't got no job, you know, whatever, you don't got no job, then, you know, hey, that's your problem. Whatever you do, you know, pay those tithes. What did he say? Jesus is your source. Your job is not your source. Jesus is your source. Well, hell, if Jesus is my source, well, let me go to Jesus and get Jesus this money. Let me do my business with Jesus. Let me talk to Jesus and see if I can work out something with Jesus. Why I gotta work out something with you? If Jesus is my source, why I gotta go to you to get to Jesus? You know what I'm saying? But they done figured out a way to make people think that they're actually the go-between between them and salvation. It's a cold game that they're running, man. The dude actually fixed his mouth to say, if you can't send it the regular way, send an email or go to the church and slide it under the door. That fool said, go to the church and slide it under the door. Where they do that at? Where does these pastors come from? These pulpit pimps, hustlers, gangsters, criminals. Where do they come from? And how are they able to operate with impunity the way they do? These dudes riding around in the fanciest cars. They got drivers. I mean, back in the day, my pastor had his own car. My pastor, by the way, was my godfather. And he was an honorable man, a real good dude. This guy, he had his own stuff. He didn't get it from the congregation. In fact, he gave to the congregation. He was a landscaper by trade, so nobody had money. The funny thing about it is that I used to work for his landscaping business from the time I was 10 to 18. So after I would get my money, part of the deal was I'd have to come to church. And when I come to church, I pay tithes. And I might make $20 to $30 and I'd give $5 of it back to the church, So he kept the doors open with his own money. Nobody came to that church but poor people. And everybody who came to the church had their hands out. And I was one of the few people that actually worked for what I got from him. But he fed the whole neighborhood. He nursed his elderly wife. They both died, a tragic death in a house fire together. But he was an honorable man, and he taught me a lot about life when I didn't even know that he was teaching me. But I got it. I got it sometime later, but I figured it out. But damn, man, I just haven't met many pastors who are honorable. My best friend is a pastor, honorable man, Bishop Ronald Hopes. You ever come to Houston, you need a church to go check out, you want a place to worship, go to his church, if that's what you're into. Now, but it's so many of these dudes. This dude, Copeland, got a private jet. Well, a few private jets. I heard he has like 3 private jets. People in his congregation haven't even flown on his jet. They'll never see the life that he has. The people that's in his congregation, they'll never, ever have the kind of life that he has. But they've given all of their money so that he can live in luxury, so that he can fly around to Africa and Asia and Europe, all around the United States. And he can flash and eat at the finest restaurants, wear the finest jewelry, the finest clothes made by the finest tailors, drive the finest cars, in fact, ride in the finest cars because, whoa, he got so much money. He got drivers on standby. He got a whole football team of drivers. It's sad, man. It's sad that we have people like that in the world who can get over like that. Like so many of us see it. I'm checking out some of y'all comments right now. I'm glancing at the comments and I see y'all going in on this sucker, rightfully so. But we see it. An overwhelming amount of people that's on here see it. We see what's happening. But there's so many millions more who don't see it, who gets taken advantage of. It's a cold game, man. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Miss Libra, what's up, Miss Libra? Appreciate you, Miss Libra. Miss Libra be riding for me. Reginald Barnes, I see you, Reg. I can't listen right now. Busy working, just showing my support. That's what's up, Reg. Appreciate you. Loretta Toombs, love you, Willie D. Love you back, Loretta. Appreciate you. Absolutely. Man, boy, these damn pastors make my head hurt, man. Man. Landon Brown, My pastor drives a Cadillac. Shit, these pastors today got Rolls Royces, partner. Your pastor is behind. These pastors today. And what's the trip part about it also, family, is that you'll have people who are part of the congregation that are so caught up that they get a kick out of knowing that their pastor got more than the next pastor. They actually brag on their pastor stuff. They brag on their pastor's material stuff and how much money that pastor got. And most of the time, they ain't got two nickels to rub together. Like, they get off on that. You got these pastors out here that's got a building fund running for 30 years. They ain't built shit yet. If any of you been given to the building fund, I'll tell you what you do. You want to get kicked out the church? Go to that pastor and ask him, can you give me a date? In fact, can you just give me an estimated date on when the fund is going to be used to start building anything? A damn garage, a shack, a dollhouse, build something. They got building funds going on for 20, 30 years and ain't nothing been built yet. Well, I take that back. The pastor's bank account been building up. That's what's been built. Mo Gang, he looked like the devil. He does look like the devil. That's why I put that picture in the thumbnail. That's how he looks. He's a wicked looking dude. He's the type of dude that if just looking at him, you would, I don't feel comfortable. I know they say, you can't judge a book by its cover. But man, that's a bad looking cover. That's a horrible cover there. I wouldn't trust that dude as far as I could throw him. Marvin King says churches be buying whole apartment buildings and shit. Hey, I can't be mad at a church buying an apartment building. I think that those funds should be used to grow, to build. But build and empower the people. Build and empower the community in which the church is in. Serve the community where your church is at, where it's located. Serve the community. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with these churches that have youth ministries and marriage counseling. They have financial counseling, yoga classes, all of these things that build wealth, build your body up, your health, that's associated with your spiritual well-being, that extended spiritual well-being. I have no problem with stuff like that. That's giving back, because you need to be at one with your spirit spiritually. You got to be right spiritually. A lot of people got bad energy and they die early. They stress themselves out because, they got a bad spirit. So that's something that you can work on. You got classes like that, I got no problem with that. You got a food pantry, somebody over that, and people are donating to that stuff, and y'all got something going, you feeding the community. That's beautiful, man. You got a marriage counselor at the church, and marriage couples can go there and feel comfortable and talk to the counselor and help work out their issues, not where you got a marriage counselor who's stealing people's wives and husbands, because that go on in the church a whole lot. I would advise anybody to be very careful talking to one of these church marriage counselors, because a lot of times people become a marriage counselor so that they can learn your business, so they can slide on in on your relationship. tell your spouse everything they want to hear. Next thing you know, you can't even go back to the church because the marriage counselor, the marriage counselor got your boo. These people out here are reckless, man. These people are using this church, using these mosques, you know, to just do anything they want to do, using it for wickedness. Cypher says, Willie D, these pastors don't want their sheep to ask questions. They just want them to be sheep. And in most cases, they are. What is that? Ergo, the Rolls Royce trips to Europe. Rolls Royce trips to Europe, huh? Etc. Gold in, what does that say? Melanin? I thought I said gold and melanin. It does. They have failed the Black community. Absolutely. Legendary says it's a video of him defending his lavish lifestyle interviewed by Inside Edition. I don't trust him. I saw that interview. And, you know, he's a hustler, straight up hustler, a wolf in sheep clothing. That's where he's a false prophet. Let me tell you something though. Having said that, I personally think that saving souls is an honorable business. It is a business, don't get me wrong. It's a business because it takes money to keep those lights on. It takes money to pay that mortgage, to pay the taxes on the building for the upkeep. You know, it takes money. So it has to be ran like a business, right? Otherwise, you show up there one day and there's going to, you'll have locks on the door. Everybody be locked out. So I have no problem with somebody in the business of saving souls, living lavishly, because it is an honorable profession. If a person does what they're supposed to do with it and don't abuse that authority that they have, then it's a very honorable profession. I don't think pastors should be walking around like they're homeless. I don't believe in that. I don't think pastors should be riding a metro bus, or they should be, living paycheck to paycheck and all of that stuff. No. Like I say, you're talking about being in the business of saving souls, and God knows there's a lot of souls need to be saved around here right now. I mean, right now, there's a lot of souls that need to be saved. So I would have not have a problem with that. If that person was really in the business of saving souls and doing the right thing and not abusing that word and not taking that word and switching it up and making it whatever he wants to make the word to be. Because the Bible can be interpreted in many ways. Every passage, pretty much every passage in the Bible can be applied to something different. That's more than one application to every single passage in the Bible. It's all about how you view it, your perception. Some people say, well, it's only one, and that's the way well, that's fine. If that's how you see it, that's only one. But I'm telling you that other people can see things differently. Just like they have a passage in the Bible that says, thou shalt not kill. Okay, that sounds good in theory, but if somebody try to kill me, that Bible can go to hell. I'm finna smoke their asses. I'm finna do whatever I gotta do to get them off me. I'm finna get that pressure off me. If thou shalt not kill, but somebody trying to come through my house in the middle of the night, bring harm to my family, I'm gonna lay them down. I'm not gonna even think about it. I'll ask for forgiveness later. We'll ask for forgiveness after they zip them up and get them on out of here. You dig what I'm saying? thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not steal. But if a person is hungry, the first law of nature is self-preservation. Nobody's gonna starve to death when they know that it's some food right around here on the corner right there. Y'all remember Life? And Eddie Murphy stole that, was that Eddie? No, that was Martin Lawrence, I believe, who stole the pie out from the warden's window. You know, like, man, people hungry, they're gonna eat. So, but a better situation would just simply be if a person was really hungry, like in a situation where they didn't have any money, their stomach is growling, they're hungry, and they see an opportunity to take something so that they can put something in their belly. Most people are going to do it. See, because situations and circumstances control everything. You can say, you can talk all that morally right stuff all you want to, but situations and circumstances control everything. Who is this in the super chat? John Farrow. What's up, John? Appreciate you. Larry Grisby says, coming up in Fifth Ward, the Kelly Courts, to be exact, my Aunt Pookie, Linzola Dennis, always told us that devil comes in many forms and colors. Remember, Satan plays God too. Exactly. Absolutely. Gino says, sliding like a snake. Doc Robinson, it's a cold hustle. What's up, LaShawn? LaShawn on moderator duty. Show him some love, family. Quoting that Guess My Religion song that I wrote back in the Gap. Earl Time says, was ran off the road 2 days ago and the car that did it kept going and my car is totaled. It's been like hell, but if I could have caught up with them, it'd be a different story. So does the Bible apply? See, that's one of those situations, bro, where if I had time to really think, let them keep on moving, try to get the license plates and let them keep on moving, it ain't worth pursuing somebody. Because I had to catch my drift. I had to catch my snap maybe about 3-4 years ago. A cat hit me and took off running. And, he took off going, and he hit some back streets and he actually lost me. But I was trying to catch that fool and I thought about it. I was like, damn, if I had caught him and he wouldn't have responded the way I would have wanted him to respond, I probably would have shot him. And now I'm probably, fighting for my freedom at that point. He hit my car and kept, in fact, it wasn't even my car, I was in a rental. So he hit the car and he kept going. All I had to do is do exactly what I did, and that's put a claim on the car. It's not, so that's what I did. I put a claim on it, insurance fixed it, and I went on about my business. That's what insurance is for. But what happens is that we let our egos get in the way. And I let my ego get in the way and I gave chase to dude. If dude would have, if I would have caught dude could have stopped and pulled out and started, and started gunning at me first. Maybe he came out with something a lot bigger than what I had, So maybe I'd have ended up getting killed behind the whole situation. Who knows? So in a situation where you get in an accident in a car, it's not worth pursuing somebody. It's just not worth it because maybe you know what you're gonna do, but you don't know what the other person is gonna do. Now, I'll tell you, with me, it happened so fast, I didn't even know what I was gonna do. I just knew that I was gonna stop. My goal was to stop dude and hold him responsible. I didn't even have a plan on how I was gonna hold him responsible. I just knew that if I caught his ass, he wasn't getting away. You know what I'm saying? So much of what I would have done to him would have been reactionary based on what he would have done, how he would have handled the situation. And then I got to, I'm on the defense. So the best thing that could have happened is what happened. Allow that to be a blessing in disguise that he kept on going. And I left it alone and just let the insurance deal with it. And let my ego subside, pull my ego out of the equation. Because oftentimes, if you think about this, fam, most of the conflict you've ever had, like physical confrontations you've had in your life, could have been avoided if not for your ego. There are so many people we're walking on right now because they couldn't bring it down, because they allow their ego to get in the way. Don't let your ego cost you your life. Kevin Harrison says, these people want the kind of prophet who goes around full of lies and deceit and says, I prophecy that wine and liquor will flow for you. Tracy Butler, I see you. What's up, Serena? Yeah, we're talking about these old crooked pastors. This crooked pastor. If you're just joining, family, we're talking about Televangelist Kenneth Copeland, his remarks that he made recently, where he encouraged people who was affected by the coronavirus, who may have lost their jobs or don't have money to pay their tithes anyway. You don't care how you get it, pay your tithes. He said that Jesus is your source. Your job ain't your source. Your family ain't your source. A good work ethic is not your source. Jesus is your source. So you need to give Jesus his money by any means necessary. That means that if you got to send it via email, or you have to go to the church and slide it under the door. He actually said that. He said you can go to church and slide it under the door. But the coronavirus and this quarantine thing is no excuse for you to not pay your tithes. You need to pay those tithes even if you have a job or not. You need to pay up. Yeah, he's crazy. Then this dude, like, if you go back and you look at this dude, you follow him, you'll see that he has a history of saying crazy stuff like this. And you just wonder, how in the hell do people give a dude like that their money? Like, how do people allow themselves to be duped by somebody like that? He's not smart. He's really not. He just talks and says a lot of what people want to hear, and he try to guilt people into paying tithes and giving them money, trying to use God as a pawn. Because see, he got a special relationship with God. See, we don't know God like he know God. He know God. He got God's phone number. And he be texting God every day. So if you want to get to God, you're going to have to go through him. You got to go through Kenneth Copeland. Otherwise, you ain't going to never get no favor from God. Any questions you got for God, Don't you try to do that on your own. Don't you try that divine intervention thing on your own. You better go, you got to go give Kenneth some money first and get in line. Tell Kenneth what you're looking for, what you need God to do. Give Kenneth the money. Then Kenneth gonna go talk to God on your behalf. And he'll come back and let you know what God say. Now, the line is long. It's a whole lot of people in queue before you. So it might take a little while for him to get back with your request. He might be able to get back to you next week. Could be 6 months from now. Might be 3 years. But give Kenneth that money, man. All you out there who owe Kenneth that money, who owe God money, you owe Jesus some money, you need to pay up. Pay up right now. In fact, let's do it like this. Some of y'all out there who may need a quicker response from God, give me your money. I need you to meet me on Buck Street in 5th Ward at 4:00 a.m. I'm gonna pull up in a white Range Rover. I'm gonna have the hatch open. Just throw the bag in the back and keep on moving. Throw the bag in the back, keep on moving. Throw your bag in the back and put a letter in that bag. Tell me what it is you want me to tell God. And I'll get you an answer back. You gotta put your phone number in there too, and your email address. I'll get you a message back quicker than Kenneth can. See, Kenneth got too many people. He too high side. He high side right now. He too up there. I got time. I'm gonna get your message back to God. I'm gonna get the message to God a lot faster than him, and I'll let you know what God said. Send me that money. Meet me on Buck Street in 5th Ward. That's on, let's see, where we're gonna meet. It's in the bottom, Buck Street. Buck Street is only like about 4 blocks in the bottom, 4 or 5 blocks. Just meet me on Buck Street. You'll see the line. There's gonna be a lot of people out there. Meet me out there. Look for the white. You ain't gotta look for the white Range. You're gonna know that's me. It's gonna be people everywhere. Bring your bag inside. Put the note inside the bag, what you want me to ask God. And I'm gonna ask God to answer your prayer for you. I'll come back in about a week, depending on how much you pay. If you do anything over $10,000, I'm gonna get back with you the same night. All right? Wait a minute. Let me say I'm just joking, because somebody out there probably believes this shit. There's got to be people out there, because that's how I be thinking when people do stuff like that. When people get these type of dudes money after they hear that spiel, you got to be saying to yourself, man, it's got to be some more dummies out there that's like that. Like, where do these type of people come from? I submit to you, they came from the same place where Donald Trump supporters come from. Moving on. Tanika says she'll hold the bag for me. Kenneth got Jesus on the main line, says Harold Simon. Yeah. Dude is crazy. Seen and unseen boxing. What up? Lord knows I'm wrong. I'm in the wrong profession. Real talk. Jason Hanna says, I run the Midwest chapter. What's up, Malik? Who is this, Marita? Marita says prayer is free. Absolutely. Prayer is free. Kenneth Runner says, if these stupid people believe in Trump, well, it's easy for either dumb people or either the elders to believe in a crooked preacher. It just gets me how people can just put that much faith in a human being. It's just, it's just a person just tells them some stuff about the Bible, what's in the Bible. They reading from the same pages that the person who's telling them stuff is reading from. They're reading from the same page. But this guy gets the money. Absolutely amazing. Like I could really see if the pastors was doing the work. But we got, I'm gonna say specifically for the Black community, we got too many churches in the Black community for the Black community to not be further ahead. But so what does that tell you about the churches in the Black community? What does that tell you? We got all of these churches and all of this crime and pain and suffering. They lie. Sup? What's up? Todd Alker says, or did God say to slip some more money under the door? Serena says, you got to go through his private plane too, right? You got to fund that thing. That thing costs a lot of gas. Y'all better get with it. All you Copeland followers, y'all better get that money ready. Get that money ready. Mr. Booth said, hopefully his tithes money is contaminated. Eat, prosperity preacher. Yep. Yep. Try hold. When you donate to Ted Haggard, you're enabling his Andrew Gillum habits. Huh. Who is that? Earl Williams right there? Let's see what Earl talking about. Oh, Kenneth got 3 jets to pay for the needs. I mean, to pay for he needs the money, okay. Oh, Kenneth got 3 jets to pay for, he needs the money. Yeah. Oh, boy, sitting on that paper. Let's see how much he's worth. I think last time I checked, he was worth like, was it 25 million or 50 million? Let's see. Kenneth Copeland. I think he is the richest pastor on paper. Oh my God. Family, take a while, get somebody throw a number out there. I ain't gonna give you too much time because y'all gonna go look it up. I'm gonna give you 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This dude is worth $760 million. Damn. Oh man. $760 million. Oh, I gotta look at this again. This is absolutely amazing. Wow. 760 million, and that was October 2018. $760 million a pastor. Nigga just con and just talking. $760 million? Damn. Well, he's 83 years old. He ain't gonna be able to take it with him. That's for sure. Boy, born in Lubbock, Texas, in Lubbock, Texas, December 6th. Oh, that's my homeboy birthday. Wag. Scarface 3 days later. No, I'm tripping. That's December. I'm thinking November. This is December. Okay. Oh, that's somebody else's birthday. I got it. Okay. Kenneth Max Copeland. That's his middle name, Max. Boy, taking these fools to the maximum. He needs to be in a maximum security prison. He needs to be in a max security prison. For decades, Copeland's ministry has held 3 to 6 day conversations across the United States. 3 to 6 day conventions, I'm sorry. 3 to 6 conventions across the United States. Kenneth Copeland Ministries, check it out, family. Check out what they own. These are the facilities he owns. He owns Kenneth Copeland Ministries, located at 14355 Morris Dido Road, Fort Worth, Texas. 33 acres of land, a property valued at $550,000 in 2008 by Torrent Appraisal District. The site includes Eagle Mountain International Church, television and radio production facilities, warehouse and distribution facilities, residencies for the Copeland family, and Kenneth Copeland Airport. Approximately 500 people are employed by KCM. John Copeland is the ministry's chief operating officer. KCM also owns a 1998 Cena 550 Citation Bravo, which it received from a donor in October 2007 and is used for domestic flights, and a 2005 Cessna 750 Citation X, which it uses for international flights. It also is restoring a 1962 Beech H-18 Twin, which the ministry plans to use for disaster relief efforts. They mess around and become a disaster relief. Mess around and become a disaster effort. A 1962 plane. In February 2007, Copeland was accused of using his ministry's Citation X for personal vacations in France. Like he wasn't gonna do that. The Copeland's financial records are not publicly available, and a list of the board of directors is not accessible, as these details are protected but known confidentially by the Internal Revenue Service. Responding to the media questions, Copeland pointed to what he asserted was an accounting firm's declaration that all jet travel complies with federal tax laws. According to the Christian Post, Kenneth Copeland Ministries was criticized in 2010 for failing to fly disaster relief missions to Haiti after allegedly promising an aviation relief assistance program called Angel Flight 44. The Angel Flight 44 ministry was announced by Kenneth Copeland Ministries in 2006, and the ministry attempted to raise money to fund it. Richard Vermillion, a boy named Vermillion, co-author of a book on Angel Flight 44, commissioned by Kenneth Copeland Ministries, said the Copeland promised to form the aviation ministry, but now believes it was never created. All right, fam. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this dude is a trip. Let's see what else y'all saying. What's up, Jonathan Woods? I see you, Jonathan. Not one dime of that money will be given to aid anyone in this crisis. Nah, he's just gonna pat the pockets of a few people that's close to him. They're gonna make sure they get theirs. When you run it like he run it, all you gotta do is just take care of like a couple of people, about 2-3 people, and like 2-3 people get taken care of, and everybody else, those 2 or 3 people keep everybody else in line and make everybody else work. John Farrow, I see you. So he owns 1,500 additional acres the compound sits on, with oil and gas he owns outright. Yeah. Boy, sitting on some bread. Damn, let me look at that number again. $760 million. Whew. This is what I mean, family, by how they'll have their heaven on earth, and they tell you, you got to die to get yours. I want my flowers while I'm breathing, but I ain't gonna be with like Sammy Davis and Red Fox, but Willie did check up out this piece. He going out on top. You dig? Don't be like my grandmother. She sold plates and picked up folks for the church and died broke with nothing to show. Think about all these people, family. Think about some of these grandmothers, especially. Think about some of these grandmothers, great-grandmothers, who was loyal to the church, spent all their time in the church. Some of them couldn't even get buried in the church that they were members of. Pastor wouldn't even show up to bury them, wouldn't even show up to officiate their funeral. Been in the same church for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Think about that. Think about some of those old women in the church who was members, paid tithes faithfully, and died broke. Think about the ones who paid their tithes faithfully and fell on hard times and went to the church for relief and found none. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, family. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Do what makes you sleep good. But as for me and my family, I'll help you as long as it don't hurt me. No more talk.